I'm Sijbrand de Jong. I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Science of Radboud University and I'm on tour through our building. And I'm now at the Institute for Science in Society and I'm going to interview Willem Halffman.
Well, I'm a sociologist of science, so I study scientists. I study the way science is organized and what science does in society. We've got a big ERC project that I'm really excited about that started this year, which is about error and mistakes in science, and mostly in biomolecular science, how errors occur, but mostly also what happens when people try to fix errors and the response to error, because some of the reaction against error can be quite fierce. People don't like it when errors get pointed out. So we're studying how scientists go about repairing errors in research.
And so you have been starting your ERC project, but of course most of that still has to be done.
Yes.
So what is your forecast? What will you do in the next year, in 2022? And how will it impact the way scientists think about science and the way society thinks about science?
The main plan now is to develop these cooperations between us social scientists. There's a historian of science involved, and there's computer and data scientists, where we want to try and track errors and see how error correction processes work. But ultimately, what we want to get to in a couple of years is a better understanding of what kind of processes and forms of organization make it easier to sort of facilitate error correction in research. And I'm thinking about, there's all these new things going on, right? There's peer online commenting, scientists are becoming more and more active via Twitter and stuff. And all these platforms and forms of communication also lead to new problems like Twitter. Scientists fight on Twitter just like everybody else fights on Twitter. So we want to try and investigate some of those new forms of communication and see if we can facilitate error correction, make science nicer. It's a mentality thing and a reward kind of thing. It should be good to point out errors. You should be glad that somebody fixes an error in your research. It should be something that's rewarded rather than seen as something that's offensive or that questions you. So error correction should become a more celebrated part of scientific culture. It's part of the ideology. We all believe that science will get corrected, but it's unfortunately not always part of the practice at the moment. So we need to change institutions, change the mentality, change the reward structure.